Alright, it's time for some manly man work today. That's right, we got us a stump grinder. I know it's a little one, for those of you that have ground stumps before. I've never done this before. This is my first shot at this. It's nice. It's a little Toro unit from Home Depot. It's got a Honda motor on it. You got a lever back, you got a dead man switch back there, so if you let go it shuts off. And boy, look at the teeth on this thing. Oh, look at those teeth. They're like that big. You know, them suckers are just digging away. Look what they do to a stump here. See that? This stump used to be about 6 foot in diameter. It's a little big for this machine. They got ones that fit on tractors and such that are probably better for this, but you know what? This is what I got. Went down to Home Depot. This is the only machine they had, so that's one I'm using. I could have rented another one from another rental outfit for 3 times the money. Probably get it done by lunch, but I don't have that kind of money, so we're going to grind away with this one. It seems to be doing the job. You just kind of got to work your way across it, so it beats trying to burn the stump out, especially when it's right by my shed. You know, that might not work out so well. So let's take a look and watch this thing in action. Okay, now for you guys that really know what you're doing, you're probably going to cringe through this entire video because I have no idea what I'm doing. I have never done this before. Today is the first time. So I went and rented this tool. I've seen him walking past him. I actually got to admit, I went and looked it up on YouTube, watched a couple of videos, so I might have some kind of concept of what I'm doing. So when you watch me do this, you're probably going to be sitting there laughing your keister off thinking that, man, this clown doesn't know anything. Well, you're right, I don't. So let's fire this bad boy up and let's start grinding on this stump and let's see if we can take any, hopefully the stump is the only thing that's stumpy at the end of the day, because I don't want to be somebody's Uncle Stumpy. That's just be a bad thing. So let's see what we can do. All right, let's fire it up. All right, starts like any other Honda. You got your choke, you got your fuel on, and I had this running already, and they got a dead man switch up here. So you got to tip it up like that, and boy, look at that thing. Woo, boy, that's going to spin. All right, well, let's give it a shot. All right, let's go over and take a look at this thing. Wow, look at that. That's making short work of that stump. Now, like I said, this stump used to be about 6 feet in diameter. It's an old cedar stump from an old growth cedar tree that got chopped down many years ago. And you see why cedar is such a valuable tree. This thing's been cut down probably 20, 30 years. And it's still like brand new down in there. Bugs won't go anywhere near it. Okay, I've already broken the machine. Just got started here. You can see what I broke down here. See this little thing here? Yeah, that's the brake for this wheel, because you set the brake on this wheel. And you know, you pull on this handle right here. Pull it back. And see how it pulls on that little guy right there? See that? Right there, and that sets the brake so this wheel doesn't turn and you can rock the machine back and forth. But there's a cotter pin that goes in this spot here and it fell out, so fortunately I was able to find it, and I'm going to stick it in there, stick the cotter pin back in there. See, there's a little hole right there in the end of it. There's supposed to be another pin that goes in there to keep it from falling out. Well, that's long gone. So I'm a redneck, so I went and found me something that'll fit in there. I found a little nail. At this rate, when they get this machine back at the rental yard, it's going to be so rednecked up, nobody else is going to be able to run it but me. And I'll bend this nail a little bit here so it doesn't fall out. There we go. There, that should stay in there. All right, let's see what else I can break. Okay, well, there's little shards left here and there in the ground. But pretty much this sucker's been devoted to sawdust. And boy, have we made some sawdust. Not only do we have this huge pile, we have this pile that we've moved over here, and a bunch more that we've put around a bunch of blueberry bushes. So one thing you got to be prepared for when you're working with one of these bad boys is a whole lot of sawdust. And it's all cedar sawdust, so I got uses for that. Well, that went quick. Did all that stump grinding. That stump grinder worked out pretty good. I mean, these stumps were 6 feet across. They were huge. Remember the one over here? The one that had the den underneath it? Well, there's the pile that we cut off with a chainsaw and ripped out with the truck. But most of it got turned into these huge piles of sawdust. And this worked out so well. I'm so happy with the way this worked because the stump grinder works so well. I figured we were going to get, you know, I started early in the morning, figured it'd take all day. I figured right around 4 or 5 stumps, you know, very, very long day. We did 7. We were done by 3 in the afternoon and had the machine returned and back home having a beer by 4:30. Now that is a successful day. I don't care how you slice it. So now I have to shovel massive amounts of sawdust.